just right back, Charlie.
There's always just that active and that defending. I think it's like.
Am I live? Of course I'm live. People, Deluded, I'm back again. Thank you very much for tuning back in each and every time. First things first, I hope everyone is in good spirits. I hope everyone's enjoying their Friday. I hope everyone's had a progressive week in terms of their goals, hopes, dreams, ambitions, and aspirations. Without any of that is irrelevant if you ain't got health in it, people. And obviously, we've all seen with certain reports that someone's dead, then they're not dead, then they're dead. Health is wealth in it, so take care of yourself. So I'm hoping you and your loved ones continued and better health, really. So yeah, if you're on YouTube, hit the like button. Twitch gang, I appreciate you. We've just come off a lovely live stream and we're back for another one. It's a jam-packed day of content, people. We was live at 10, we're live now. 2:30, I'm gonna have Statman Baines on Twitch. 4:30, we're playing FM. I think like 6:45, 15 minutes before kickoff, Arsenal's 23s are playing their last game of the season against Leeds. So why not watch it? It makes sense, innit? And tomorrow, watch along for Newcastle, Liverpool, and Leeds, Man City. Sunday is obviously Arsenal versus West Ham. I can't lie, I ain't doing a watch along for Man United, Brentford, man. Forget all of that. But Tuesday, Wednesday, we're back again for Champions League. And, bro, we're doing a madness, innit? So let's keep going, man. So yeah, man, hydration is key. Apologies for being late. To be fair, we was waffling on Twitch still. So yeah, that'll be re-uploaded on YouTube. Over that, we previewed the Premier League. We spoke about wider talking points. We focused on Klopp. Yeah, man, that's what we do in it. We did touch on 1-2 Arsenal things. So that'll be re-uploaded at some point onto YouTube. So is what it is. Love the intro. I appreciate that, man. Hope it makes you happy. Happy Stone in it. I appreciate that. Really do, man. Appreciate that. Because of you, I now have some water. George, pick up yourself, man. You're killing me. And you're right. Stay hydrated, man. I had to. And yeah, man, I had to go grab some water and then we started, man. I'm here for hangover therapy. I did this to myself. I have to accept the consequences. As long as you got your health, there's always tomorrow. Great wise man once said, come on, George, man. Do you know what? Hangover sign of a good time, man. DG wearing my favorite kit. One love, man. I just couldn't be bothered to iron the shirt. So I thought, you know what? Let's do the cheat code and just slap on a football shirt in it. Appreciate EP. What? No Ramsdale slander, mate. I'm gassing, man. I'm gassing. Do you think we should look at Marcus Thuram? I mean, for the price they're saying, why not? I mean, it'd be good for the squad. I don't really feel him, really, if I'm honest with you. He's just not my cup of tea. I'm open to being proven wrong. That's just my opinion. I don't know anything, but I'm not really on it still. I can't lie. I'm not really down for it. I'm not. Yeah, man. He's kind of meaty, if I'm honest with you. Now, it's not even a stats thing. I know he can play on the left, he can play on the right, technically play through the middle. He's 24 years of age. He's got a famous name. He definitely could do he's a French international. He definitely could do a lot worse, especially on a free. But I mean, 20 appearances, 3 goals, 1 assist. At this moment in time, that's kind of dead still. It's the same logic and rhetoric, pardon me, that saw Chelsea sell Tammy Abraham and buy Lukaku. It didn't really make sense in hindsight. You know, I'm not going to get onto him, pardon me, for his time in Liga, but 12 goals in 64 isn't bad because he must have been even younger then, and 4 assists. In the Bundesliga, 80 appearances, 21 goals and 16 assists. Overall for Gladbach, 28 goals, 22 assists in 100 and in 100 games. So at 24, there's a base to work with. There's still a lot of potential in that you could do a lot worse. If it is, I saw as low as 8 million euros. Why not in it for them prices there? 15 million quid, the highest I'm seeing now. Why not? But yeah, I don't really feel it, really and truly. It's probably just buying duns for the sake of it. Apparently, he's on the topic of Marcus Thuram. Allegedly, he's changed agent as well. So yeah, it's a bit like Miguel Aziz. He's got a new agent, same agent as Aubameyang and that now, and Kiddo Taylor Hart. So make of that what you will, really and truly. On that, you know, on that topic as well, just from typing in his name indirectly, you did something good there. Because apparently Leipzig are opening talks with Christopher NKUNKU with a new release clause. It seems like the NKUNKU, I won't say the hype's gone away because everyone's still onto him, but definitely where Arsenal have been linked with Gabriel Jesus and that, it seems to be Jesus and a next striker. The whole false nine NKUNKU thing is all gone now, innit? No one's doing NKUNKU watch again. But allegedly, they're in talks to have discussions with NKUNKU over a contract extension and a release clause, people. As you know, he's got 30 goals and 20 assists in 47 games. So he's had a hand in 50 goals in 47 games in all comps. Crazy for the 24-year-old. The problem is now we expect that, you know, you got to show you can do it again and again. Apparently, the president said he won't be allowed to leave for less than 100 million this summer. And for me, for NKUNKU, it probably makes sense staying at Leipzig, you know, stay there, prepare for the World Cup, keep it moving after that, really. He's still young, and next season could be different. Leipzig are keen for the player to sign a new contract with a much improved release clause and a salary. So yeah, apparently they want to insert a 60-70 million release clause, and discussions have been on the way between the German club and obviously the young Frenchman's entourage, people. I just thought we bring that to the fore, really and truly. So yeah, let's make a timestamp of that. 0-0 to 6. NKUNKU. Sorry, folks. That is not how you say it. No. Delete that. Slap that over there. Put the thing, and we're back again. Timestamps, man. No one cares about you lots, but replayed more than us. Is Isaac still on 3 league goals? Bloody hell. Isaac hype has been gone for a minute. But I can't lie, I like Isaac, but not for 70-odd million. With the Isaac thing, I told you, look, man, I couldn't buy into. It's not even the hype. And to be fair, all the Sociedad are doing dead. I've never seen someone take a missed shot, like a missed kick shot in a European competition. It's going off target. It's deflected off the defender and gone in. I've never seen someone get so much hype off the back of that, if I'm honest with you. This season in La Liga, people, big up Adlib 2-3 as well. He's got 5 goals. Bloody hell, he's had quite a goal drought, ain't he? Bloody hell, you know, he didn't bag for the start of the season. It took him to get his first goal, and there were injuries, people. So you like, in fact, let me share my screen so you look can see what I'm talking about. He went on a bit of a madness, in it, like as you know, injuries, the whole team's playing dead and whatnot, but didn't score in the first 4 weeks he was available. Had a hamstring knock, fair enough. We'll give him a blythe for those other 2 weeks. You know, it's really 6, but we'll stay 4 because he just come back from a hamstring. Went on a bit of a purple patch, scored 3 weeks in a row, then stopped scoring for time, then struck against Villarreal, then stopped scoring for time, and then scored again this year. His last goal of last year was in December, innit? So, yeah, and it took him until April to bag again. So, crazy. Bit of the Lacazette thing. I'm having him, but yeah, man, there's a lot of work. 99 appearances in La Liga, 31 assists. It's a bit crazy still. Nunez or Jesus, 2 different players. Need them both, man. Need them both, man. Need them both. Keep your opinions and comments coming, man. Crazy stuff going on. So yeah, that's that. What else have we got? Yeah, United and Chelsea drew 1-1. Shout out S. I think Arsene Wenger could have done a thing. Boy, Arsene Wenger can't work everything, man. Who's on the back of your kit? I've got Tierney. No one on this one, man. No one. This is one of my only kits with no one, but normally it's just DG13, man. I ain't getting no one else's name on my kit again, man. Still speaking that black Arsenal kit with the Champions League patch on it into existence. I hear that. Did you do a watch along for any game last night? I was working at Leicester, got to see the back of Jose Mourinho. I wifey that. But anyways, George. Yeah, I did Chelsea Man United, which probably wasn't the one to be doing, really and truly. You know, should have just done up Europa League. I watched when I don't know if you don't have BT, but BT have like an hours long highlight where they kind of show the full match but cut it up. I was watching West Ham versus Frankfurt, where obviously we're playing them on the weekend. Yeah, quite crazy, really. He missed a shocking sit against Barca. I mean, bear man miss sitters in it. So I know it looks bad and that, but I'm not really gonna get at you for missing sitters in it. Really, I'm gonna allow you as long as you score in it. You miss every chance. You the only chances you don't miss are the ones you don't take in it. Really. And I can't lie, we don't have anyone missing sitters per se because no one's flipping gambling anymore, really. If you had to pick between NKUNKU and Ruiz, who are you taking? 2 very different players. I think we need NKUNKU's looking like he's becoming a full-time striker. Ruiz is a number 8. We need both of them, really. I don't know where I stand on would I rather a striker or a midfielder, because on one hand, I believe, obviously we're not City, but I would like to have a thing where you could see City just need a striker. Like everything else is complete, all the systems complete. Typically, you've seen it with a lot of the Spanish teams. It's like all the other engines of the team are working. It's just not a striker. But at the same time, and I that's where I actually got leaned towards that initially. But then also, if you're shit and you got a striker that can score goals, that can make the difference, man. Look what Van Persie did for us to get top 4 and whatnot when he was here. I know he's not the best of examples in many things, so it shouldn't be either or. It's like when we went through that summer where it was Aouar or Partey, and Partey had the release clause. A lot of fans were trying to think, do we need a 6 or an 8? And there was some logic between wanting a 6 or wanting an 8 more, but the reality was in the middle where you need both, innit? If you've got trainers, you need laces, innit? Or there's going to be a problem 9 times out of 10. Isaac is rubbed. Jesus and Tony, it's not going to take us to the next level. It just, if that's the key, I'm just going to have to bet on Jesus finally being given a platform to play up front and show his potential, if I'm completely honest with you. It's a bit meaty, if I'm completely honest. Even though Tony would be a good Lacquer replacement, and obviously Jesus, again, there's a lot of potential. Could you prove you're a goal scorer and whatnot? Last question: do you think we'll get Champions League? How far do you think we'll get? I think we can get to the semi, seeing how the Prem is the better league. I don't know about that. That's all hypothetical, and it's a year from now. What I would say is I'd love to get into the Champions League first and then consider that. In relation to if Arsenal get into the Champions League, I don't know. Last time I checked, Arsenal played 33 games. So, you know, there's about 5 games or so left in the season. Honestly, I don't know where Arsenal are in the table. I haven't looked. What I would say is that there's 38 games. If you have taken 6 points from your last 2 games, if you can use that momentum, put on a bit of run of form and get going, who knows? You know, if they were, it would be, there's a good opportunity to try and wrap that up before you know, the North London derby. It's down to Arsenal to keep working hard, really and truly. You know, again, I don't know where Arsenal or anyone is in the league table, so you just have to keep working hard and seeing where we're at. So I can't really answer if we will get Champions League football or not. Really, we saying media trained. Marseille game was crazy. Marseille should have scored 6 goals. Bro, some of them mistakes there were crazy. I'm just so happy that Reece Nelson got an assist and genuinely looked good. And obviously, Saliba weren't, obviously, you have to have a hand in it, but like you're playing, but he weren't at fault for none of the goals in it. So yeah, man, the young thugs, them come out of it unscathed. Guendouzi looked quite terrible. I will not cap. But yeah, man said, Che Adams, you don't like nice things. You don't want nice things. Yeah, he scored a serious banger and then missed it. I don't really feel him, the young Senegalese man. DG Teto, he's saying political Palmer in full effect. I feel it's going to be a North London derby decider, probably. Guendouzi's getting hella slander. Because some fans are weird, man. Some fans get onto Guendouzi to try and gas Arteta. Some fans use Guendouzi's success at Marseille and becoming a French international as a stick to hit over the head of Arteta. It's just mad weird, man. It's moist, man. You know how some fans are. Really, I think Guendouzi should stay, but it is what it is. Che Adams decent. I hear that, bro. There's man at Arsenal are decent. Lacazette's decent. Xhaka's decent. Cedric is decent. Tavares is decent. Nah, brother, allow me, man. Allow me. You man want more man that are gonna miss sitters dead, man. You know, Che Adams is come on now, man. He's all right, but come on, man. These are not like that's rubbed, man. Come on. 7 goals and 3 assists in 27. Not the worst, really. You know, you was in my FPL team. Come on, man. 21 goals in 107 appearances. 93 Premier League appearances, 20 goals. 116 in the Championship, 34. Allow me, man. Last time you bagged was in February against Norwich. Since then, gone walkabouts. Allow me, man. Please, man. Allow me, man. There's bare man that are better than certain guys, really and truly. But that's dead. Like the bars on the floor, there's bare man better than Lacazette. If we're gonna go down that territory, we're just buying man for no reason. Like they're not gonna improve the team. They're not gonna really contribute stuff. Of course, I'm not saying he can't improve or get better, but this is meaty, man. You know, if we praise Lacazette for working hard, the bar is already on the floor in relation to Arsenal strikers and everywhere else. That's meaty, man. I'd rather do something else, give other young players an opportunity. And him being better than Eddie, fair enough. But I'd rather give Eddie a new deal than get Che Adams, because all I care about with Eddie is dollar signs. You know, you're looking like you're improving. Let's see what you can do here, or go out on loan. You might come back a £20 million player. We do need to complement the squad, but I think Che Adams gets in positions. He works hard. He runs about and that. But come on now, man. We're in a very dangerous scenario if we're just going to use that. What do you make of Koku? I mean, I've spoken about him. If he's available for 15 million, I'm on taking that as part of the squad. Crazy shouts, bro. Man said Che Adams, you know. What do you predict about the North London derby, DJ? I don't know. It's not in front of us. We need to look at West Ham first, really. All I will say is, when last did we do the double over Spurs? When last did we win at that place? You need to do a thing there, innit, really. If we win our next two and Spurs lose to Liverpool, we could qualify for the Champions League at the Spurs Stadium. I mean, I've seen my team bloody win the league title at Spurs, so I won't be too happy about top four. But if there was an opportunity, go and do that. I don't know where Arsenal are at in the title race and things to finish fourth, but what I would say is, if you are fighting for fourth and Spurs, United, these guys are your rivals, and you've taken 3 points off Chelsea, taken 3 points off United, taken 3 points off Spurs before, it would be great if you obviously were able to do that. But even better would be wrapping it up, you know. It would be great for Sky Sports to have the title decider with Liverpool and City going on, and you've seen them move a couple of games for TV rights. It will be great for the TV stations to play on the North London derby and that game on Thursday evening. I want it to be a non-story. Wrap it up before then. Hit the like button if you're on YouTube, by the way, please, people, and check out the pinned message. So yeah, it is what it is. Mitrovic, I'd rather that than the Che Adams shout, but with Mitrovic, you have to I have to apply a severe championship tax, because you're moving brazy, but you weren't on none of that in the Premier League. So you need to show me that you're on something. I mean, Broja would be decent in the squad. It seems like the Broja links have kind of gone a bit quiet. Why? I don't know. They'll probably pick up once again shortly. But yeah, man, it is what it is in that regards. You're onto something there. 640 to Arsenal forwards. Let's call that gap. Little timestamp. I love to put timestamps for you lot, but yeah, man. I'm off no sleep this assignment. This stream is keeping me sane, DG. All right, look after yourself, my guy. One love for you tuning in. Hit the like button, everyone. Please go and get some sleep, man. You're no good to no one if you're not working at your optimum, my guy. At least drink a coffee. We need like 3 strikers if Lacquer or Eddie goes. I mean, I'd prefer 2 strikers, a bit of a hybrid one. If you could get, I would love Karim Adeyemi, but that one there looks like a myth. It looks like he's on Dortmund. But if you could get Gabriel Jesus, one of these A-class targets in the Darwin Núñez's, the Martinez's, all these kind of sort of strikers that we've been linked with. If you can get one of them, Gab Jesus, then I'm kind of cool, really and truly. But if you could get 2 strikers, like maybe someone that, 2 strikers and a winger, I'd take that. But then again, I just think you need 2 of them options. Martinelli, Saka, Smith Rowe, these guys are here. I'd rather look at midfield. I like Marlon. Ain't really done much since he's gone to Dortmund, but yeah. How much would you pay for Tony? Not what Brentford would want, man. If we could do something for 35 million, absolutely max, it's great. But there's an English tax applied, and I do think Tony scores more goals in an Arsenal team. I do like the general play. I do like his mentality. I am having him, but I mean, we're fleecing ourselves. I mean, he can be decent for the national side. I just need to know you're decent in the Prem. And I do remember him at Newcastle, Mitrovic, being a physical handful. But there's bare man that are physical handfuls. What you do in the Championship, what you do for your national team is irrelevant. I need to have faith in that you're going to do it in the league. And he hasn't shown me. I'd love to see him go on a purple patch. But, I don't think he's going to do that. He's got 94 goals and 175 for Fulham, which is quite good. For Anderlecht, he's got 44 in 90. He had 17 in 72 for Newcastle, which isn't the best. His record in the Championship this season is 41 goals in 42, plus 7 assists. In general, in the Championship, 83 and 124. In the Premier League, 104 in 104 appearances, 24 goals and 10 assists. National team, 44 goals in 70 for Serbia. Fair play, you're doing well. But then it just comes to the Premier League. That's the only issue. You are a physical handful. You're 27, same age as me. So maybe you're turning up. But Fulham are going to ask for a pretty penny. Think about it logically. If you're Fulham, you've got promoted. he's a good player anyways for you, but you've just got promoted. You're trying to stay in the league. You're probably going to lose Fabian Carvalho, who's been a key part of what you're doing. You're going to lose him to Liverpool. Probably have to beg to keep him back. And then to lose your striker, whether you're staying in the league, trying to get Premier League, trying to survive in the Premier League, trying to get Europe, trying to win the league, you need to score goals in it. And Mitrovic, whether he does that in the Premier is another thing, but Fulham have that. So they're going to ask for probably too much. But they're probably going to ask for 50 million. And I'd probably rather do that for Ivan Toney, really. So, yeah, that one there is a myth, man. If they get relegated and he shows these levels, then who knows? But, yeah, it's just meaty returns, really. If I'm honest, we'll get into the Dybala licks. Don't worry, man. I'm just enjoying you lot's questions, man. So, yeah, I hope I've answered the last one. Mitrovic only bags in the Championship. Bit harsh. I think he will bag next year, but I don't know. I don't know. If I'm Fulham, I'm begging Liverpool to say, listen, let Fabio Carvalho play for us for 1 year in the Prem. I'm seeing what Spurs are saying for Sessegnon, because I think they're the only ones that could get that Ryan Sessegnon brother looking half decent again, because it always like he takes 1 step forward and 10 steps back, and then 20 steps forward and then 10 steps back. And I'm definitely not trying to sell Mitrovic. So we'll have to see, man. We'll have to see in that regards, man. Let me open this timestamp up. Would you take Mitrovic? And what's the time on the clock? Ref, how long? 21:50, we'll call it. So, yeah. Ooh, not like that. Crazy if we sign Adeyemi. Brother, we sign Kareem Adeyemi. There's no telling what I'll do. I like the idea of Tony in the squad. See, morning to you. I feel that the solution is gonna be sell Pepe and use him as a make weight to take 25 mil off Osimhen's price tag. Why not, man? If the guy don't want to be here, you're not getting your 70 odd million back or whatever you've paid in true cost for him. But get him out of the club, innit? Just, he deserves to go somewhere where he has half a chance of playing. Fans deserve to have less of these storylines. Just recruit. If you can use him as a make weight, why not, man? Thoughts on Bowen, bad boy footballer, almost scored goal of the season for West Ham yesterday, cracked the crossbar. But yeah, man, he's lit still. But West Ham aren't going to cut us a deal for that, are they? So, yeah, man, that one there probably looks brazy, man. Absolutely brazy. So, yeah, 63 likes. Keep running that up on YouTube, please, people. So, yeah, man, it is what it is. I don't know why I'm so thirsty today. Chelsea letting go of all their centre-backs only to hold on to one about to retire. Boy, crazy stuff, man. Mitrovic isn't a 20-plus striker for the Prem. He's robbed. Can't lie, watching Tammy yesterday, if he was a little cheaper, I'm taking a chance. DG's a nuisance. You saw the skillers, in it. I wasn't on the Tammy. I'm not even on the Tammy hype, but I buy into it a bit more. I see the angle that Arteta was coming with. I still think his hold-up play for a big man and his anticipation is quite terrible, but he's improving, and I get the angle in it. So, yeah, it could be something, man. Decent ones. Mitrovic is a good player that bags in the Championship, but no to him when it comes to Arsenal. I will take Núñez and or Osimhen along with Jesus as a strike force for Arsenal this summer. Yeah, that's the sort of angle I'm on, really and truly, if I'm completely honest with you. Whether that happens, though, is a completely different ball game, man. Completely different ball game. But yeah, man, let's look into these transfers, man, before we get into, the West Ham game and things. Has Mikel Arteta spoken as well? Or will he speak tomorrow? Probably speak tomorrow, innit? There's no point. You don't need to have Arteta out there speaking now. I want to review the month of March as well. In fact, let's review the month of April. Sorry, definitely bugging out to you. Look, before the transfer news, let's get into that first, people. Let's get the boring stuff out of the way. As you know, I always like to review the months that we're going through, people. It's only right that we review months and to see how far we've come. And let's be honest, April review, May preview. It's definitely, the saying that comes to mind is riding high in April, shot down in May. And that's something we need to be wary of. We've done everything I've asked Arsenal to do. They're doing it at this moment in time, allegedly, because I haven't seen the league table. You lot are telling me that Arsenal are fighting for fourth. I always say, regardless of what happened at the start, from August, you need to get to the December months out of it. From December to January, from January to March. Now, there's been bumps and bruises. There's been times, let's be honest, after beating Chelsea United, allegedly, we're back in this. There's been bumps and bruises. but we've now got there. From April to the end of May now, it's just about getting the job done. It doesn't matter how. It's not even necessarily about how good you play. Just get the job done. You've put yourselves there now. We forgive ourselves for Brighton, for Crystal Palace, for Southampton, and also whether we get top 4 or not, that's where we're going to look at and say, boy, what happened there? And then you look at a couple of games. For me, you throw in Burnley at home, Brighton away, Crystal Palace at home as well, Everton and Manchester United away, on the topic of being holding on to leads from winning positions. So we've clawed it back. We've ended the month stronger than we started it. Everyone, you know, you're never as good as you think you are when you're winning. You're never as bad as you think you are when you're losing. So April has finished strongly, innit? But it was peak, people. And if I scroll down to my thoughts on just April as a whole, let's start with improvements. I feel, as I always say, and I get a lot of stick for it, people, pause. We're not a good defensive side. We're an improved defensive side. We're still not the way there yet. You know, if you used to concede 20 goals and you can see 10, you've improved, but it's still not levels. Our game management, we're very naive. I think every goal obviously every goal you ever concede, you're going to look back. But there's very few goals that Arsenal concede where you're like, okay, that's a good goal. Say nothing really and truly. I think the 3 against Crystal Palace were terrible. You know, the 2 against Brighton were appalling. You know, we switched off at Southampton away, not clearing our lines. You know, the goal we conceded against for Ronaldo straight after taking the lead. The 2 at Chelsea, you know, not following runners, whether it's not following runners, whether it's game management, because we're getting pegged back almost immediately. We're winning the games, but the 2 we conceded against Chelsea, we can see after scoring, we conceded very quickly. Same with Ronaldo. So I think we need to be the age, the naiveties, these things are relevant, but we are a young squad, but we're old enough to learn in it, because this has been happening. This keeps happening. Even times we've won games, you go back to Southampton at home, you go back to Norwich and Newcastle at home. There's little incidences the game could have went left. You know, even Watford, it could have went left. So game management, smelling danger, following runners, you know, it might be one person's fault, but there's 9 times out of 10 when Arsenal concede, there's several phases where you think people could have done better. Just like Chelsea, where Tavares is switched off for Aspilicueta, we could have done better. Tavares has lost the ball high up the field against Man United. Gabriel, Tavares not doing well enough for Ronaldo. Other people as well. There's been games where we've said, well, Cedric, well, Ramsdale, where this, where that. You know, we're an improved defensive side. We need to get back to that. So I'd say game management, just being a bit street smart and switched on, conceding cheap goals. These are probably just improvements. I would say scoring more goals, but the vast majority of improvements are long-lasting issues that, for me, can only really be saved by new personnel. So that's improvements for the that we can make going into May. I'd say positives, reaction. Like I said, we've ended the month a lot stronger than we did at the start. Than how we started the month, innit? Arteta, please don't win no more manager of the months, because that's the thing's cursed, innit? But yeah, there's been a reaction. You know, we've got a bit of momentum going into these games. Allegedly, you know, no one could have predicted it, but such is life, innit? We've pulled off some good results without Tomiyasu, Tierney, and obviously Partey, 3 players that we need, but you know, a big part of the season is getting things done without key players necessarily. We've done that. Yes, Man United and Chelsea have taken a wobble, but we've won massive games. Ultimately, we're keeping fourth alive, really, and you hope Chelsea can make further debate as well. I think squad players that have come in have done well. You know, Tavares, there's still a bit of shaky moments. You're a bit of a madman like shown against Chelsea and United, but I think you had terrible moments across both games. You also had better periods. I feel against Southampton, you, Lokonga and Nketiah were 3 of the best players in that defeat, actually. So I think squad players that, apart from Cedric this month, have shown what they're on. Holding when he's come in. Nketiah is probably the squad player of the month. El Nene in the last 2 games has everybody gassing up, signing a new contract. And Tavares, for Tavares' standards, has done okay. And any players are missing out, fair enough, innit? Young players working their magic. Saka's doing what he needs to do. So it is what it is, man. I would say for the manager, Mikel Arteta, I love the guy, but I love Arsenal even more. I like what he comes with. One thing that I don't like, though, is that for me, when there's times to try new things, he don't want to try it. When it's time to just stick to the script, he does booky things. And I go back to, I think he was naive against Crystal Palace in a sense of, we know what time it is with Tavares at home and away. We know Tavares is booky, as he's shown. I don't think Tavares was helped at Crystal Palace. I think he was kind of left to the wolves, and not only Tavares has to answer his own sins and be his own man and be held accountable. But I think we need to know our teammates, and the manager needs to know his players. You know he's naive. You know wingers are gonna fancy it against him, much like with Cedric. And I think Xhaka was doing that sort of advanced 8 role. I don't think he should have been doing that there. So I think that was one naivety against Brighton. I like that in the future, provided they learn their roles, and then others, Odegaard and Smith Rowe can be number 8s, Lokonga as a lone 6. Right now, it's Bandulu. You can't do that right now, especially at this point in the season. And I think you underestimate. I liked it, but you underestimated Brighton. You discounted what Brighton and Potter are about. And I think on top of the players being like, I blame the players for Palace, but you had a part to play. And I blame you kind of for Brighton, you know, because you had one problem and then you moved Xhaka to left back and you can last it even more. But the players were still second best. So against Brighton, I think he was Bandulu. You got it, whether it's by choice or whatever, you got it spot on against Chelsea, innit? You know, and United, you did your thing regardless of whatnot. So yeah, you and everyone ends it strongly. So it is what it is, people, really and truly. If I look at players of the month for me, I did this off the top of my head. In no order, like there's no first, second, and third for me, but just people that get their hells up. Saka, I think Xhaka, I think Martin Odegaard, and a special mention to Eddie Nketiah. At the end of the day, he scored a brace at the bridge. He's gone from, he's still a squad player, but he's well, in fact, no, he's the first, one of the first guys in the attacking name on the team sheet. He's taking Laka's place in it, so he's taking his chances and he's doing his thing. And I think against Southampton, he did all right. United, he did well. Should have scored one of the chances and given Odegaard a fantastic assist. Yeah, man, he deserves to start going into the West Ham game. It's your spot to lose, really and truly. In terms of who I want more from, Cedric, I don't think you're good enough. I don't think you've been good enough. You did look well off the bench against Chelsea. Lacazette, because fans are not twerking to give you a new contract now. Like Lacazette's form's off a cliff. Tavares, defensively, please. Like, we need a bit more. Ramsdale, I think everyone, but even Gabriel, Ramsdale, I think your standards have dropped a bit. Your passing still good, but it's not quite as crisp as it used to be. So can we just get back to those high standards there? I'd also extend that to Ben White. I'm a fan of Ben White. I think he was terrible against Chelsea. Not just them. I think Gabriel's standards could rise a bit higher. Couple of players. I think the whole team with all standards have dropped a bit. You know, as I just mentioned, the conceding cheap goals. I probably expect to concede a cheap goal against West Ham because we've been doing it in the last 3, 4, 5 games in it. So it's not going to change overnight. But there's that, people. So we end the month stronger than we started it. But at the same time, we've got a big month now in it. You know, we've got a big month. You know, we're winning the games we're supposed to. You're beating the small teams in Chelsea and United. Now I'm playing. Arsenal's a special team, you know. You would look at, definitely not Crystal Palace, but Brighton and Southampton. You would have wanted a lot more from them games. It was probably doom and gloom going into Chelsea and United, and somehow we did it, in it. What a football team. Now, obviously, when you sit there and you look at the games to come, people, again, like I said, you have to forgive yourself for the past. The future provides uncertainty. There's no time like the present. Word to Arsene Wenger. Do not let all your hard work go down the drain. We talked about top 4? No. And I don't want to sit here and do the shameless thing, which I'll do in the summer. Well, top 6 was probably the aim. Young squad, things I don't believe. Let's cut the crap. That is, 2 truths can be true in the same realm. That is one thing. Since top 4, for whatever reason, has become something of a legitimate target from Arsenal, anything less than getting there is a failure. Allegedly, because I don't know the league table. You know, I haven't looked. It'd be silly to look. You know, we need to get it. Will we do anything serious in the Champions League? Probably not. We'll get embarrassed, you know, 10-2 on aggregate settings. Let's just focus on getting out of the group. But let's get into the club first. That can help this platform. We can't guarantee we're going to be 4th next year. Chelsea, Liverpool, that's a shoe-in while the 2 managers are there. Not Chelsea, City and Liverpool. Chelsea are probably going to be there. So United under Ten Hag, you don't know what they're on. You don't know what Conte's on. This can help us. Now, we probably know who we're getting. So to a degree, top 4, no Europe or Europa or Conference League might not affect our transfer window. But yeah, it is what it is. Just don't get complacent. I think we was very complacent against Crystal Palace. We just turned up for international breakdown. We're all right. We're gonna do a thing. It weren't that, you know, it was not that. You know, even from the Villa game, it was, even though we won that and kept a clean sheet. Even that, the topic of clean sheets, we ain't kept a clean sheet, bro. We need, as I said, defending needs to get back. I'm looking at our statistics. I think you have to go back. Yeah, you have to go back to the start of March when we last kept a clean sheet. Only United's worse than that, really. You know, we kept one against Villa. Then we got smacked against Palace. We got dealt with against Brighton. We lost to Southampton. We 6-goal thriller. We won 4-2 against Chelsea. Beat United 3-1. And then obviously May's a big month now. It's everything now. Leave everything in the ring. You know, everyone has to pull together. Don't let yourselves down. Reality is, some of you, the young players, you ain't played in the Champions League. You're like, I ain't done an Arsenal Champions League watch along. Some of you ain't played in this. Some of you are watching it at yard like us. Now, if I'm Saka, I'm seeing Foden and this young player and that young player. I want to be part of that, really. You know, do you not? Every year, negative headlines are written. Well, you don't get points for finishing fourth, or you don't get brownie points for just being in the Champions League. You want to be in it. You'll be the first Arsenal team that's got us back in it. You know, you'll get some positive headlines, and it should be something to build upon. West Ham away, tough game, regardless. David Moyes, them and they are moving mad. Very tough game. Arsenal Leeds, Jesse March got them doing all right. Very tough game. Need to be winning that. North London derby. When was the last time we won there? When was the last time we did the double over Spurs? I'm 27. In my first part of my life, that man never used to talk about Spurs and that. That was a foregone conclusion. You need to show me something. Hopefully, you know, things can go our way, and allegedly it could be wrapped up before then. Everyone that we're playing has a point to prove. Everton are fighting for their lives on the last day. St James's Park, different Newcastle team. That's going to be difficult just before Everton. North London derby goes without saying. Jesse March and Leeds are going to make it difficult and maybe want revenge. David Moyes ain't going to give a fuck about our European hopes. So we need to do a thing. You know, it feels like the stars are aligning, but you need to go out there and seize your reality, people. You know, whether you want to be here next season, whether you're angling for a move, everyone needs to stand up to be counted. This is where I need my experienced players to at least give me 5s and 6s out of 10. I don't need volatility. I just need people getting the job done. So, yeah, man, with March, it's got West Ham away. Arsenal then are at home to Leeds United. So the 1st of May is West Ham. The 8th of May, a week on Sunday, is Leeds United. Then the next Thursday after that, we'll have our North London derby. We're not at the Emirates for a hot sec, because after the 12th of May, that same week, 4 days later, no, I'm capping, it's not the same week. That the next week we go to St James's Park, 8 p.m. St James's Park kickoff. You know, Joe Willett's going to try to score, and then we end our campaign on the 22nd of May against Everton. So yeah, it is what it is. And then we go to America to play Orlando and Chelsea. So, boy, whatever reality and whatever narratives these guys will write, it's down to them now, innit? The time for talking is done. I haven't checked the league table. I don't know where Arsenal are. So yeah, it's just down to keep working, man, really and truly. If you beat certain teams on Sunday, I might start being less political and answer questions properly, really and truly. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say in relation to that game, man. How much are the Juventus asking for Arthur Melo? We'll pre that in just a second, my bro. Out of us in United, if we get Champions League, that puts us at an advantage of securing Osimhen plus the money we get from it. I hear that. I can't see us signing Osimhen, but I think we're going to be surprised in the summer. Big signings incoming. Can't lie, bro. I hear you. And obviously, fans get excited about big signings, but I want the right signings, man, because on one hand, we haven't spent enough when things have been available. But on the other hand, if spending money was the thing, we've done that, bro. We've given big contracts to free transfers and, you know, dons like Marie, Cedric, Willian, etc. We've bought Xhaka for 35, 40 mil, and Xhaka's been okay, really. He's definitely probably been better than Lacazette in terms of what we've expected, really. And then obviously Pepe, that's 52 million, 30-odd million, 72 million. Spending Willian, Aubameyang, new deal. It's not just the big money signings. We've been spending I just want the right signings, bro. Don't sign no star players. Don't be signing Osimhen, Darwin Núñez, all these guys if you don't know the plan for them. Don't just sign like what Arsenal and United have been doing, because they've both been linked with Osimhen. Man are signing good players, wavy players, and then just working it out later. I want us to do the Liverpool thing. You know, you can see why Diaz was signed, why Jota was signed, why this guy was signed. Make sure it ties into a system. And I give Arteta credit. Your IQ or your talent ID, better yet, was spot on last summer. In hindsight, I don't think there's any signings that I look at that we made and I'm like, oh, I don't know about that. Well, Tavares, but we heard that was the analytical team. You know, jury's still out on Ben White. I'm not gonna cap, but I see why you would go for him. I don't see why we spent 50 million. But I see he's been calm in it. So, and I like Lokonga, even though he looks a bit raw and everything else. So I'd say I'll give you that, Bly. Now I need to see it. We know we need an 8. We know we need a striker. As I said, I will be happy to sit here on Twitch and YouTube, big up you lot, waffle about who we're signing, who we're not signing, what we're doing, what we're not doing, this signing, that signing. I'll shut my mouth until the end of August, beginning of September, but I don't want to hear excuses. I know some Arsenal fans hide behind the we tried and the save wages, but there's no we tried. If you don't bring in a midfielder or a striker, you've sealed your fate, like what we've done in the last few seasons. Really, the gloves should be off for Mikel Arteta this year. The gloves are off. You don't fight, you get top 4. That should give you credit in the bank. You probably should get a new deal. But if you don't do anything serious next year, again, fight for top 4 minimum. What's already understood doesn't have to be explained now, does it, people? And if you don't know, then you don't know, innit? It's one of them ones. Smash the like button, YouTube crew. Let's make another timestamp of such as well, man. So yeah, man, let's see. In fact, no, I'll make for a good segment into an extended part of our review. So yeah, it is what it is. We're on fire today. I'm not gonna lie, people. Would you take Cameron a free? Yeah. Squad and that can play centre half as well as in the DM role. Why not, man? We need midfielders still. And I am with you on a centre back still, because we're kind of light there, man. Arsenal tied with Chelsea for 3rd highest win total so far. It's been the losses similar to last year that have hurt the most. Exactly, man. And that's what jars me, bro. That's what, because for me, I've always said it, like, as poor as Arsenal have generally been, unpopular opinion, no one has missed out on 4th in the last few years, even probably going back to Unai Emery, because better teams better than you. If there were, let's just say there was 3 spots, right? Or let's just say there was 2 spots. Let's just say top 4 is now top 2, Liverpool and Chelsea, just to illustrate the point. You could sit there and say you're miles away from them lot, even on their worst. All right, cool. Them and are, light years ahead of Arsenal and different realms and things like that. I don't want to give it to Chelsea because they look quite poor on the pitch, but they've won Champions League in the league more recent than us, in it. So you could throw them in. If it was a that thing, then I'd say, all right, cool. Top 4 has literally come down to who's the least of the most inconsistent sides. That's why we've been missing out. Way before we look at other teams, we've shot ourselves in the foot. We've definitely lost more games than I keep saying. But why do you think I keep sitting here and saying Burnley at home because we couldn't break down the low block, Brighton away because we did not turn up and we were quite fortunate to get a point, Brighton at home for obvious reasons, Crystal Palace at home dropping points from winning positions, Crystal Palace away didn't start the game well. Similar logic to Crystal Palace at home. You've got Everton away and you've got Manchester United away, and obviously it goes without saying Southampton, that was just flat unacceptable. Them games there, you need to get 3 points in it. That's about 7-8 games I've said where we could have got more points. That's without talking about losing to City twice, losing to Chelsea, losing to Liverpool. There's probably some others out there as well. But again, yeah, man. And this is why I'm so harsh on our experienced players. What we do with our experienced players, they need to learn from mistakes. Like even the young thing, we're young, but we're old enough to learn. Not to make it about Tavares, but he's the perfect example. You're young, but you're old enough to learn. There's enough games where you could have learned from. Nottingham Forest, even the good games, Chelsea and United, but you gave away a penalty against United. You was collapsed defensively, you was poor for one of the goals. You're not alone, but yeah, you was good going forward, but you was collapsed. Chelsea, it's not just his fault. Ben White and Saka haven't done well enough, but David Azpilicueta, who probably, Lacazette, in fact, I was about to say Lacazette's faster than him, but he's probably not following the runner. Add into that Nottingham Forest in the FA Cup. I think he was fed to the Wolves against Crystal Palace, but Crystal Palace, man, are old enough to learn themselves. Lokonga, you're old enough to learn when to play with the ball, when not to, in it, when to look over, pause, when to look over your shoulders. So it's a young thing, but you're young enough to learn, innit, really and truly. And people Arteta can only tell you so much. People have to be active learners. And I do think people are working on things. I do think nobody's trying to fail on purpose. I do think it is harder to learn to improve more than people give them credit for. But I can only deal with, I'm not seeing what you're doing on the training ground. My job is just to sit here, talk Arsenal with you lot. We got a game on Sunday. We'll talk about what's happening and then what not in it. So I can only comment on what I see. So yeah, man. Next season, of course, you want to see, I would say, more quality of depth because, and Nene's history has been rewritten on El Nene once again. He done quite well in his last 2 games. Tavares has been booky, but he's done all right. Cedric at times has been all right. And then Kalam, some of the squad, Eddie stood up to be counted. But end of the day, yeah, let's remove the Disney Channel stuff. These are not players you rely on, innit? These are players that I always say are hot and cold. 1 minute, 1 minute, they look like the guys. The other minute, they're not. So yeah, it is what it is, man. So we'll have to see, man. Quality of depth needs to improve really, because there should be a thing where it's easier said than done. But if Xhaka doesn't play in the middle of the park, if Partey's not there, if Tomiyasu's not there, if Tierney's not there, there shouldn't be too much of a drop off in what we're seeing, really and truly. Because other teams, bro, we've lost to Crystal Palace when they've had no Zaha. We've struggled against Brighton with no key players. West Ham are not going to have a full strength team on Sunday, and I hope we win. But even if we win, lose or draw, you get it. Certain things are going to happen, in it, really and truly, you know. And again, we've stood up to be counted without some of these players and put some results on the board. EG, you said you didn't know where we are in the table, but you said we are fourth. Allegedly, you lot are saying we're top four. I don't know where Arsenal are in the league table. Like, allegedly, we're fighting for fourth, as I said, and allegedly, we're top four. I haven't looked at the league table. I don't know. But if Arsenal were fighting for fourth, everything I've said is things you've got to take heed. I don't know, Mr. Officer. I don't know. I didn't see anything. There was too much adrenaline. I didn't see anyone charge me with nothing. I didn't know shit. Pardon my French. I'll try better than that. And no comment without my barrister, mate. Get my brief, sit down and wait patient sort of settings, man. Anyways, yeah, you're spot on, DG. Beautiful insight and thoughts on fire. Appreciate that, my guy. Interesting comments all the way. Get me small sarcasm, man. Little joke, man. Nah, man, I just think the young players, everyone at periods this season, everyone's shown their age. There's been better and bad moments from Martinelli, from Saka, from Smith Rowe, Gabriel and Ben White. You know, they've dropped some stinkers. They've dropped a level. Ramsdale's dropped a level at times. This is what's going to happen, really and truly, throughout the course of a season, especially when you've got young lads. Other players have stood up to be counted when other players have done a bit more. Leno's reflexes, Ramsdale's reflexes. I don't know, man. I'd rather Ramsdale win goal, really. He might have. I mean, as I said, the Brighton game is where El Nene should have played, didn't it? Arteta, he's learned don't flip the script in it. This is that he tried all that Pep Guardiola stuff against Brighton. He didn't flip the script. You know, I've said it before on every occasion. I'd rather Lokonga play than El Nene, but since we've got to a certain period, and I see some of the names, so you've definitely seen me speak about this. I understand, and I've almost wanted the club to lean towards Cedric, lean towards El Nene. Again, Cedric's gonna make me look like a hypocrite, but at this point in the season, allegedly, if Arsenal are finishing for fourth, the young players can carry you through. But as you know, Tavares and Lokonga are volatile. They might be 10 out of 10, 2 out of 10. Now, Cedric was somehow worse than Tavares against United, but they might just give you fives. Nothing too amazing, not terrible. That might be enough. Couple of the games from Liverpool at this period, by their own standards, they ain't been amazing. It's just, you get it, City as well, just get the job done. When Arsenal were winning league titles, we weren't amazing. Even Invincibles, we weren't amazing every game. How much draws did we have? Sometimes just get the job done, just get a little thing. And that's where we need to learn, man. Brazy stuff, man. Brazy stuff. You lot on fire, man. You lot getting me on fire. All or nothing reaction is going to be lit. Pure drama. It should win an Oscars. DG, check your DMs, transfer news. Hope you're well, broski. Tino. Big up you and everyone else tuned in. But yeah, man, make sure you follow Tino. He's trying to do his little transfer things. What are we seeing? Link been sent. So we're getting zanged already. From MAVORPANOS, they're getting zanged already from MAVORPANOS. I hear it. And to be honest, that's probably where Arsenal shagged themselves by committing to transfer fees for him and making a big mistake. Getting MAVORPANOS, I do think he's improved. I do think he's become a lot more confident on the ball. I do think we're a bit harsh on defenders, but he's very error prone. He's conceded a shitload of penalties this season. 25 million euros. He could improve. He's a colossal defender in that he's strong in that. Yeah. As long as we got a sell-on clause, I don't mind that. But yeah, that's a shagger leg, man. I don't think MAVORPANOS had a future here. I'm happy to be proven wrong, but that was meaty. But for 25 million euros, Arsenal could have dealt with that. It's a bit like Guendouzi for 9 million. You know, he could have come back this summer off the back of becoming a French international. A year left. Maybe someone says, you know, we'll give you 18. So I don't know, man. Maybe that's one for Edu, innit? Because Edu, I'll give you credit. You've played some part in the summer transfers, but in terms of being a hustler, I don't know. Because hustlers make strikers happen in the summer. Like other hustlers might have got Vlahovic in January or got a suitable replacement or managed to do something of a suitable thing with a loan book or whatever. Hustlers maybe getting Ketia off the wage book last year, you know, and don't do giving people new deals and then ripping them up. Better outgoings, you know, because who's probably the loanee that's going to make the most, that could make the most peas for us? I'd say Torreira, because I think he's undoubtedly played very well, but we're already making a loss. We're going to make a loss on that. So I don't know, man. It comes back to hustling. And again, the same way Arteta shows his inexperience at times, Edu's going to show his inexperience. Sometimes that I don't know nothing about being a technical director, but sometimes it must come down to who's in your phone book and how good of a hustler you're at. And, you know, we're hearing Edu's talking to Telemans, Arthur Melo, Jonathan David, Darwin Núñez, Gabriel Jesus since November, you know, doing your job. It's a results-driven business. And this summer, I'm not going to say a man can do everything because it's impossible, but you're not alone, but you got a lot to do. Number 8, number 9, simple. You know, outgoings, simple business. You know, Bellerin, Ainsley Maitland-Niles, Reece Nelson, who I'd like to keep. Leno, if I haven't said it, Torreira, Hector Bellerin. I will be here all day in it. There's a bag of guys that need to be sorted out. Contracts as well. Saliba, Saka, Martinelli. You know, being a bit harsh, but what are you going to do with Pepe? Because they're contracted until 2024, like Pepe. Decisions have been made. Pablo Mari. The man said he wants to stay at Udinese. Shit, then I'd rather him stay there. Even, do you know what? They might as well let him. I know there's all that talk about Molina and that, but what's my man's name? Destiny Ndogi, bro. Bring this 19-year-old, bro. He can play in a couple of roles. He can play left back or further forward. You know, he wants to play for Italy at international level. He's 19. Apparently, Udinese got obligation to buy Bandulu, all of that. He's eligible to play for Nigeria as well. He's only played 31 times this season, but I do like this Destiny and Doggy, brother. So again, if anything, let them have Marie and do something like that. If I'm completely honest with you, but yeah, that's that on Mavropanos to West Ham. Me, bro, I want a left back that I can believe in. You know, you got two options. You either sign someone better than Tierney, you know, or someone that's a rotation option, or someone that's levels. Like, I can't lie, we can't get James Justin who's able to play there. I'm right, but that would have been 2 birds with 1 stone. You know, if you could get me Aaron Hickney over there in Bologna, you know, if you could grab Luke Thomas from Leicester, I think he would be a calm, steady Eddie as part of the squad. Big up Tavares, but I think Tavares needs to go out on loan. I think that's a ching thing immediately. I'd love to see him improving things, but I just think we should shut that up, be real, put that in the shop window. He's a good guy. He's man them. Definitely I can't even do it, but when he's doing that cannons thing, it's a gang thing. But yeah, man, it is. Yeah, man. It just nip that one day in the bud, man. It's not looking like it. Like, he looks like someone that he's always just going to be a madman, in it. He's a wing back. Like, he's always going to be that. He's not necessarily going to make substantial improvements. I want to be wrong, but yeah, I told you, look, I think I've been proven right. I had that hunch when I saw Tavares the first minute I saw him, the first time we sat here and reviewed his signing and what he said in the press conference. He's a madman. Man are talking about shooting with their right foot. Nothing about 1v1 defending, covering, tracking back. None of that shit. Pardon my language. So yeah, man. He's a madman, but it's like he showed me he's a madman, innit? So it's like I don't really get angry at Tavares. Like, big up DG. That is the shameless-ish fans are spewing. Oh, Europa League is fine. We're ahead of schedule anyways. We'll strengthen in the summer. But Arsenal fans, I think some Arsenal fans' expectations are too high. Some are too low. Like, and I don't like the revision of history. People celebrate saved wages. People don't like to be honest. Like, there was no way you could look at January and sit there and gas up Arsenal or Arteta or the club or criticize them. It is what it is. The truth was in the middle in that. Speaking for myself, I don't advocate signing people for no reason, whether they're, you know, signing a striker for the sake of it, because we've been here before, but don't let people go. And maybe you could extend that potentially to Callum Chambers, Ainsley Maitland-Niles, and Pablo Mari, even though I don't care about none of that. But people are making out that we've somehow come out of it stronger, where we didn't. It's a mixed bag. It was an unnecessary thing, and we've made it happen. And they'll do that again, you know. Fans, a lot of fans don't like to be honest, man. Exactly. But United, sorry, they signed Dons and try work it out later. You know, they signed Varane. Oh, your Champions League Varane, slapping defense. There's no improvement defensively in the system. It's like Liverpool. Liverpool improved their defensive system. If you go and look at the season or the build up to when Liverpool signed Van Dijk, Liverpool used to just do this on it from start to finish. Then Klopp said, you know, I can't do serious things in this league if I do that. So I can keep that component, but game management needs to improve. Their statistics defensively improved before Van Dijk and Alisson walked in the door. Them lot have enhanced it. if they didn't do that, then Varane's obviously, like Varane shows his quality sometimes, Van Dijk would show his quality as well, but he would drop in a level. You can't, like, it would be a joke thing. And, you know, the best defender, you know, the best time centre-backs shine at our club is when they're just putting out fires like Koscielny used to do. I want systems to enhance players. So, like United, signing players just aren't the same. Ain't just, it's half the job, innit? You've got to know how you're using them. You're only as good as the tools you give a tradesman, but at the same time, you know, you can't give a man a toothpick and say dig a 6-foot grave. It's a myth, innit? You know, you can't bring a knife to a gunfight, or depending, you can, some of you, eh? But yeah, man. Oh, DG is on fire. I can't. I'm having a good stream. I'm in top form, man. I'll be happy with Nunes and Jesus. Trust me. I think we'll make it to the Champions League, but Edu needs to step up. We need that crucial window. I hope we make it to the Champions League, my guy. Would you bring Tomiyasu straight back in on Sunday, brother? Yes. Tomiyasu, you got your little minutes against United off the bench. You've got to train. Yep, you're in now. Let's go. Cedric, one love. Relax on the bench. If you don't want to talk about Cedric doing up left back, that's great. But Tomiyasu, back in, please. Thank you. Normal service resumed. As I said, respectfully, Cedric, somehow you managed to be worse than Tavares against United. And, boy, big up Arteta because he's the gaffer. But I'm sure all of us were watching that United game. We sat there like, boy, you might get clipped at half time, you know. You might need to get clipped at half time. I don't understand players who think the Champions League is the be-all and end-all, especially when they average themselves. But if you're a player, wouldn't you want to be in the Champions League? If you're a wrestler, wouldn't you want to wrestle at WrestleMania? I didn't get that one still. I don't get that one still. Like, why wouldn't you want to play in the Champions League? Like, I don't get that one still, my guy. I can't, like, I don't understand that one. I feel like if we get top 4 this season, we definitely aren't getting it next season. I think it's just a thin squad. I hope we don't rest on our laurels because the squad's not good enough. The squad's not big enough. We've struggled to get results without key players. We've struggled with injuries, even really playing one game a week. And we're only playing one game a week because we failed in the FA Cup at the first hurdle. No shame in going out to Liverpool, but we went out to Liverpool. You know, if you want to get there, you need a squad. He said he wanted 22 players and whatnot. Move towards that. Trust. Ranić just went to United, told everyone that you're flipping shit and just cut. Like, you have to respect it. And still getting paid some consultancy fees. Well, every team's made it hard for themselves. United were getting fourth, nailed on. Spurs were nailed on. Arsenal was nailed on. You have if Chelsea make further debatable thing, it's brazy. I mean, Tavares is more of a wing back, but wing back or not, you still got to defend. Like, it's, you know, you've still got to defend. Even more so, you've got to be more switched on because there's more gaps as a wing back because you have to get forward more. You know, no matter how much the game advances, you still got to do them sort of things there, really. No matter how much a goalie's good with his feet, you still got to catch a ball. No matter how good you are with a centre back, you know, with ball playing, you still got to be able to defend. Strikers can drop deep, work hard, be false nines as much as they want. You still need to score no matter what. And if you don't need to score and other guys are scoring in your team because you've got that deficiency, you're only going to be of a certain level. And that tells you everything you need to know slightly, in my opinion. It's just my opinion. Everyone's made it hard for themselves, man. I don't know where Arsenal are on the league table. Let them keep working hard, man. I don't know. Just keep working. Arthur Melo, Neves, Telemans. Who's your pick? I believe we require controller. Brazil bias, Arthur Melo. Do you know what? It'd probably be Telemans first, but I just think Arthur Melo and Neves would probably fit better to what we're trying to do. And they'd be less glamorous, but they would, yeah, man. Well, going for that American dude we signed at centre-back. Oof. I think it's a Bandulu one. I think that's a marketing thing, man. I can't lie. I think that's like Chelsea's Maega guy, man. I think that's just a shop window thing, really. Hit the like button. 180 of you locked in. Only 100 likes. Boy, unexpected high bills. You lot love it, innit? Nunes or Tammy. Nunes. Bro, we've got that as well. But, man, after, you know, one need to know what they're talking about, man. DJ, you're going to do a watch-along for the Amazon series. That'll be on Twitch, if anything. Benfica fans were grilling Nuno saying we got finesse. I already knew what he was on, and I heard brainless running forward. He makes good runs. He's very real. I'm taking that, man. Like we try it, and bro, that's why the same thing said about Pogba was said about Ozil. The same shit that said about Pepe sounds like the same with them. We start blaming managers and saying this and that and the third. It's crazy, man. If we play Cedric and Tavares on Saturday, we're getting. Part of me feels Tavares has to play, like, but at the same time, yeah, man. As much as I like Tierney, we have to face the reality of his unavailability. Played in 27 or 38 games last year, just over 70%. Now, this year, can we rely on someone unavailable 3 out of 10 games? Probably not. This is why we need someone 30, man. Well, Haaland, without a doubt, but Bellingham would be lit. We can't get either. Trusty is all about commercial interest. He's barely championship level. Why Nunes over Tammy? Very interesting. I just think Nunes is a bastard. I don't South American bias. I think he's a killer, innit? Tammy's doing his thing. I'm happy with Tammy, but yeah. Well, we didn't get to finesse for Tavares, but we can make some peas on that. Like, for me, kind of what C was saying with T. If you asked me before Tierney got injured, I would have been screaming back up right back. With Tierney's latest injury, it's a left back thing, and it's not even the Tierney, because if Tierney's fit, he plays for me. He's captain. He's the flying Scotsman, best Scottish left back in the league. Robertson haters, leave me alone. I'll die on that hill. But if you're not fit, you're irrelevant, and it's the knock-on effect. I don't want to talk about Xhaka going over there. Tavares going, even on Tavares' best of days, he's been flipping shit defensively. Let's be real, let's be honest with ourselves, sort of thing, So if you could loan that out, if you could have him as a third choice, fair play. But I just want someone 30, man. I just want someone that's on defending, like they can go forward. And I'm not saying Tavares isn't intelligent, but I just want an intelligent reader of the game. I don't want Buki Dons. Like we're not gonna move forward, are we? Really, respectfully, it's not gonna happen, is it? So yeah, man. I'll say that. Let's get into the transfer news as well, man. Cause we're delaying. Let's start looking at what's going on in this realm of transfers, people. But yeah, where should we start? So many tabs, man. So many tabs. Close that. Close that. Sorry, folks. Let's go. Flipping hell, man. If Stuttgart actually grab Mavropanos for 3 million more than they've played and then sell him, that's a prof, man. And that's Michelin tat in his bag. Edu could never, people, ever. Where that's concerned as well. So yeah, man, Mavropanos could be going to West Ham for 25 million euros, allegedly. It's a bit tricky because there's relegation clauses, obligations to buy, and all that stuff between Stuttgart and Arsenal. Pardon me. Apart from that, David Ornstein on Gabriel Jesus said Arsenal's interest in Gabriel Jesus, nothing is advanced at this point in time in terms of club to club. So that doesn't mean that I's and T's aren't being dotted in terms of personal terms and potentially what a contract would look like and all those thingamajigs. So yeah, it's not got to that. Nothing is advanced at this point in terms of club to club, but I think it's gone quite far in terms of those conversations between Edu and Jesus' camp. That's great, but you need to pattern something with City. So there's probably a level of encouragement and things like that, people. So it is what it is. Where should we start with this, people? On Gabriel Jesus, we could start here, actually. Would City be mad to sell Gabriel Jesus to Arsenal? I don't know. Please don't be another think piece. In a team that is without the central striker that Guardiola spent all last summer searching for, Jesus has only 7 goals this season, including 4 against Watford, fewer than 5 of his teammates. And his recall for the game against Liverpool in April was his first start in 2020. The other being in the last 16-second leg against Sporting when the tie was effectively over. And I think what we need, Gabriel is this, Arsenal will give you a platform. Do you want to go from being a good player for the team to being a difference maker for the team? Because you're not that. You work hard, you make good runs, you have the ability to score goals, even though the statistics don't say much. You're a selfless runner. So you're a bit like Lacazette. Everyone's got an appreciation for you over the course of a season and the squad. But if a backs are against the wall, you've not been used. 9 times out of 10, City, go for a false 9 rather than him. I do think if he was given an opportunity to play through the 9, as in up front, we would see something from him. But at the same time, I want us to sign a proper striker, and then by all means give Gabriel Jesus all the chances, people. Man heard that he had identical statistics to Lacazette and started moving like Pele. It's crazy. 25 years of age. Come here, man. Brazil bias. We can kickstart this thing. If you remember when he was a young bull in 2017, man, like you should be doing about. You should kind of be there, really. You know, Arsenal and Barcelona have been linked with him. He can still improve people. He just needs to learn how to score. Arsenal and Barca have been linked. Goal once again has learned that his agent has met with Edu to discuss a possible move this summer. He's contracted until 2023. Yeah, man. Apparently, Gabriel Jesus said it's not time to think. This is no time to think about this. Now is the best moment of the season. I want to enjoy it, to keep focused on my team, with my teammates, to fight for the Premier League. As again, he's got 12 months on his contract, and we saw in the Athletic they've tried to actually sell him for the last 4 summers. People from City's point of view, they have a number of senior players with contracts running down, which is quite scary. City, Chelsea, and Bayern Munich, normally the 3 of the best teams at keeping people tied with contract, they're all expiring until 2023. So maybe it's a thing here, people. You know, it is what it is. Arsenal have shown interest, and Mikel Arteta is a coach that Jesus knows well from his days as his assistant. So we'll have to see what happens there, people. Apparently, Henry's co-signed it as well, which we'll get into Dybala. Arsenal legend Thierry Henry gives the club's pursuit of Gabriel Jesus his seal of approval, as he insists the informed Manchester City striker has that number 9 instinct. I don't think the record shows it, because he does get into the box, but he doesn't score enough. But big up to Henry, and he's only started 16 games this season. I think Gabriel Jesus could long-term be the striker, but I think he's more of a direct replacement for Pepe. I think he puts pressure on Martinelli, Smith Rowe, and Saka on the left and right-hand side, and obviously he can play through the middle, where ideally if we sign a proper number 9, there's him. There's the aspect of Martinelli able to play through there. Arteta says he wants to keep Eddie, so there's Eddie. There's a spot for Balogun already, potentially long-term, to be in the squad in some capacity. I don't know, though, people. He's set to leave. As you lot know, they're looking to bring in Haaland. What has Thierry Henry specifically said, people? You know, apparently Edu's chatting to him. You can chat as much as you want. Get the guy. Sign, dot I's and cross T's. What he can give offensively to the team. We saw that he scored 4 goals at the weekend. When he's in the box, he's one of the 3 that is playing. He has that 9 instinct. He has what the number 9 would smell. Might be right at home. A striker that doesn't score, come to Arsenal, will praise you for working hard. What I like with him is that when he puts pressure, whether it's on the left, on the right, or in the middle, he doesn't have a problem to defend in them situations by coming back and helping the team, which is true. Brazy stuff. When asked about what he wants from a potential new summer last month, Arteta said he puts needs enough goals for it in the squad. Without it, you have nothing. You can play good football, but you need enough goal for it in the team. The other thing is that he has to complement the other people we have personally on the pitch, and personally on the pitch, and for that we need the right profile. I mean, you know about Gabriel Jesus from a human point of view. Everyone says he's a decent guy, innit? So it is what it is. From Gabriel Jesus to Dybala now, pausing that, scrolling all the way down, people. That's Ten Hag, which we don't care about. Arsenal, United, Spurs. You know, Dybala's contract is up in it. They're going to keep gassing it. They're going to keep throwing English clubs' names into the ring, probably Newcastle as well, because it drives interest and all of that good stuff. Of top European sides to have made contact with Paulo Dybala's reps over a potential free transfer this summer. Sources told ESPN Arsenal, Manchester United, and on my life I didn't read this, and Newcastle have all asked to be kept informed of the situation, while Tottenham made contact some time ago through the club's managing director, Fabio Patrici. The 28-year-old is expected to leave Juventus when his existing contract expires. He's been linked with Inter Milan today. He's also been on, talks broke down. Apparently, ESPN have also been informed that unnamed clubs in Italy and Spain have sounded out Dybala's camp, with the player expected to assess his options in the coming weeks, as the prospect of staying at Juventus looks increasingly unlikely. Apparently, Juventus were thought to have offered Dybala a new wage of around 160 a week after tax, but then changed terms, or sought to change terms, after Vlahovic was signed. Sources insist there are yet no advanced talks between for at least one striker this summer, with Gabriel Jesus also under consideration. Man United are expected to revamp their forward line under incoming manager Ten Hag. Antonio is key. Mikel Antonio. I'm reading something on another screen. Sorry, let's remove that as well. Not Mikel Antonio. Antonio Conte is keen to overhaul his squad this summer. Make of that what you will with Dybala, folks. Yeah, Arsenal and United make Dybala contact and issue transfer requests. Everyone's interested, but you know, interested is very different from putting money on the table and drawing up contracts and dotting I's and crossing T's, people. So yeah, away from that, Wolves have slapped 100 million price tag on Ruben Neves. As Bruno Lage tells Man United, Arsenal, and Tottenham, they'll have to work it out. It looks like he'll go to Barcelona, in my humble opinion, but yeah, that's what he said, people. Let's see exactly what this man has said on Ruben Neves. We need to wait for an offer. We don't have nothing. We heard Eddie was in talks last summer. We need to wait for an offer and understand what will Ruben Neves. For me, it's clear. If I want to work with Ruben, yes. If you ask the player if he wants to work with me, for sure he will say yes. But this is football, and you never know what can happen in the next day. We can prepare the best strategy for what we want. That is the best players on the pitch. I don't have any problem with anyone in that position. But if everyone was available, I would pick Ruben. It's clear because what I did since the first day, he can give us a different dimension. He's a big player and our first choice in that position, people. So, yeah, that's that. We've been linked with Marcus Rashford as well. Again, that one ain't gone away. Arsenal to make 45 million bid for him, more or less. Arsenal have registered their interest in Marcus Rashford. Football Insider understands. I assume he's probably on a list of strikers, you know, probably low down there. An Arsenal source has told Football Insider that Rashford is a leading target as they look to recruit at least one frontline forward this summer. I mean, based on how Gab Jesus is linked, what Gabriel Jesus is, I can see that the angles were being linked with Rashford, but I just think it's easy to link us with him. I don't think that Arsenal progressing. I'm not going to keep reading this. You know, Douglas Luiz talks have gone. He's contracted until 2023. I don't mind recruiting someone like this as part of the squad, without a doubt. Let me see what football.london. You got anything else? Julian Brandt could leave Dortmund, and we were looking at him allegedly before. 70 million for this 60 for the 26-year-old. I think he's too lightweight for the Prem. What's this? He's warned move may be too dangerous. Arsenal have shown the most concrete interest in PSV's Cody Gakpo and would be a good fit for him should he make the move. That's according to whoever this is. If I was his agent, I would extend the contract at PSV. He is injury prone, has to prove himself immediately. I think it is too dangerous if he would go now. If he ends up on the bench, he might miss the World Cup. I think he should stay another year. There's logic in that. That's the kind of logic I was saying with NKUNKU and maybe Saliba staying on loan at Marseille. It's up to his management and Gakpo himself. But in reality, that's never the case. If you don't perform, they can't draft you. There's huge competition. He still needs to become consistent and get that stability. I think one thing is very important, that he comes into an attacking team. Arsenal is a good one for that. Bayern Munich too, for sure. So make of that what you will. Apparently, you know, we all know Bellerin could be sold for 10 million. 5 Arsenal target for sale, people. Fabrizio Romano insists that Shamaka will move clubs this summer despite make a move. Schwellen all the way down. Yes, he will leave Sassuolo. He extended the contract a few days ago, but he will leave Sassuolo. It was an extension to allow potential loan with an obligation to buy clause. So what's that? He's going somewhere in Italy, isn't it? So that's why he extended the contract. And yes, there are many clubs interested in him. In January, Dortmund were asking about him. There are many clubs interested in him. So he's 23, 6'5". He does run around and work hard. He can score goals, but yeah, it doesn't seem like he's moving anywhere. Cedric apparently could be going to Porto or Newcastle. Apparently, he's been offered them clubs there. Cedric Suarez will leave Arsenal at the end of the season. The player with 21 appearances this season is a Newcastle goal thanks to his flexibility. He can play on the right and the left, but the first offer is to return home. Porto has presented a proposal. You know, just from you playing in January, you got back in the Portugal squad. So, yeah, man, go and do that, man. Go back to Inter, go Porto, Newcastle. We got that Leno for the low. We've got, you know, we've got Leno there. We've got Cedric. We got that Pepe. We got deals here, man. We got that Ainsley Maitland-Niles, that Reece Nelson. Come on. You know, apparently sources close to the player tell how the priority is to stay in London. No. with the Gunners, and that for now they have not received any offers. I mean, he's on a decent contract for at least another 18 months. I hear it, but yeah, it is what it is. Arsenal likely to sign right back with Cedric Suarez to leave at the end of the season, people. Arsenal will look to sign a new right back this summer, as reports claim Cedric Suarez will leave at the end of the season. Yes. Why not, man? Why not? Apparently, if Newcastle want to buy him, why not, man? Apparently, Porto are also interested and are claimed to have made an offer to Arsenal of less than 4.2. Let him, man, free up the wages, bro. Let him go. Once again, he's been linked with Newcastle and Porto. Let him go, man. This is meaty, bro. I'm tired of him taking free kicks. Arteta, I like what you're doing, but there's no way you can... The Athletic can't come out with no articles justifying why Cedric takes free kicks. Once again, Dybala has been linked with other clubs like Inter Milan and Atletico Madrid, so everything's with a pinch of salt. And I'll just bringing up other links to kind of, compare these things. Why this guy, I think he spoke about Dybala probably leaving. The president explains why the club didn't offer Dybala a new deal. Let's actually read into the minds. Dybala has given everything for Juventus. He's a great player, but decisions are determined by moments. In December, I would have said that signing Vlahovic was impossible. In January, I thought that was difficult. I was thinking about a possible agreement, not a transfer. Making an unsustainable offer would have been unfair for the club and Dybala. They're limited resources and we must choose. We picked Vlahovic, Locatelli and De Ligt. We want to make Juventus younger with a group of Italian players closer to the fans and the club's values. Quality players who will allow us to keep our ambitions. Crazy. And he then spoke about the Super League and all that bullshit, man. I don't give a fuck about that. But yeah, man. Don't know what that is. Don't care what that is. I think we just look. Apparently, we sent scouts to watch Tammy Abraham, and he did quite well yesterday. There's a clip doing the rounds of him doing the skillers in it. So there's that. Better than Lokonga. Arsenal advised to beat Leicester to 30 million bargain signing Sangare. I can't say his name, but I haven't been taking him in since his Toulouse days, people. But from what he's a fairly decent midfielder. If he's available for the low 30 million, rather us go and buy some higher caliber players there. But yeah, man, he's decent, very decent. Apparently, Mikel Arteta wants to work with Rabiot. I don't believe that. That rumours there has been remixed and re-sizzled in several ways, people. I don't believe that. Apparently, Juventus has several players who have underperformed this campaign, and one of their biggest flops is Arthur Melo. After 2 seasons, it's now clear he moved to the wrong club, and earlier Juventus ends the relationship with him the better. He's been unsuited to Maximiliano Allegri's system, and apparently, according to reports, they're set to cut their losses on him in the summer and will offload him for the right fee. Juventus wants one of Jorginho or Pogba, and they will sell the 25-year-old to make room for either one. Bring him to the carpet, man. He doesn't like to play too many forward passes for someone of his ability, but bring him to the carpet. I'm having that, people, and whatnot. And just a few weeks ago, Arsenal fancied to revisit January interest and make summer plunge for Brazilian. If you can get Arthur Melo and someone else, why not, man? I'm all for it, man. I'm all for it. So yeah, that's Arthur Melo links. So yeah, man. I think that's that, really. What are you lot saying? Because I've just been getting through that. I've been kind of airing you lot, doing you lot dirty. I mean, no disrespect. Just thought, you know what, let's just get over and done with, because I'm going to be chatting to you lot forever, man. I mean, in theory, in terms of what Lacazette does, Mitrovic can do that, but we need to score goals, man. Let Norton Coffey develop in peace. Let him develop in peace before we draw conclusions about integrating into the first team, please. He has a fantastic future ahead of him. From the youth team, do you think has the potential to do what Saka and Smith Rowe are doing? I don't know. Everyone's got potential, but I do like Miles under 16. I do like Koza Dewberry. I think Ethan Nowari, I can never pronounce his name. He's shown against Reading, Norwich, Southampton. He played for England at under 16s level. I don't know for Bukayo Saka level, but if you ask me players, I got an eye on this them. But everyone's got potential. I don't know anything. I'm not a coach. I'm not a scout. I'm none of these things. I just, I don't know. I'm wary of these tags. Laturo, Nunes, Osimhen, Jesus, Tony. Which two you prefer, DG? Laturo and Jesus would be lit. Nunes and Jesus would be lit. Nunes and Laturo would be lit. Osimhen and Jesus would be lit. Laturo and Jesus. Osimhen and Jesus / Laturo and Jesus. So that's Darwin Nunes and Jesus. I beg you on your show with Statman, speak about the Chelsea game, bro. The Arsenal one is in the past. Without going through the past, we don't know our future. So I will definitely speak about Chelsea, Man United at 2:30 on Twitch with Statman. But it's only right that we go over the United one. He ran, bro. He ran. I can't allow him. He ran, bro. He ran. One love for watching the ads, man. Supporting the thing, man. With sales, Arsenal could have 50 million to spend, assuming, you know, we don't all, if we sell someone for 20 million, we're not just getting 20 million in the bank, assuming that. I don't know. A confident Rashford is a dangerous player. Only downside is his wages. 100 million, I rate Wolves, but there's plenty of midfielders we can go for better and cheaper. He's worth 50, 30, 50. I mean, Wolves, they're not stupid. They know that, innit? They know that, innit? They know in their heart. They know that. But it's what you can hustle. It's like Declan Rice and West Ham. They know he's not worth 150 million. They know in their hearts. But they've got an asset everyone wants, and they probably, you know what, the contract's running out. They'll probably have to sell Declan Rice next summer, to be honest with you. Big up Big Yards in the chat as well. Hope we don't wait until the 11th hour like Partey. Ornstein said in a vid, Eddie's proposal for the summer already submitted and approved by the Arsenal board. I'd put Tommy in at left back for the rest of the season. Cedric and Saka have a good understanding, and Tommy has played there before and will allow Martinelli to push up higher. Nah, let's, if anything, Tommy stay right back. Cedric go there, innit? Oh, I can't get behind that one, man. DG, a good window for me would be Molina, Ward-Prowse, Gakpo, Jesus, and Nunes. Also add Ginter. Nah, I'm cool with Ginter staying where he is. Kamara, decent. I mean, I don't think we'd sign Gakpo, Jesus, and Nunes. They're just simply not enough to go around, man. Bit short in midfield there. Can we sell Turner and bring in Onana? I've never seen Turner play, so I can't chat on him. I've never seen him play, you know. But I know I'm not having Onana. I really didn't want Onana. I don't buy into the hype. He's a decent keeper. He's too error prone, man. Off topic, would you take Gordon from Everton by default? Of Nelson's doing his thing, but he's starting to make noise. Want to see a bit more, man. I hope he's the one from the loan army. I'd really try and really give him an opportunity to make a future here. But it's probably best that he goes somewhere where you're going to stay permanently and just settle down roots and whatnot. Allegedly, a Premier League club has made a 15 million euro offer for Memphis to pay. Now, this report doesn't say it's Arsenal, but he kind of can play in the same roles that Jesus and a couple of names we've been linked with. So it's crazy in that regards, man. Wonder what that would mean. Interesting. Apparently, companies being linked with the Burnley job. Apparently, Spurs. Interesting. According to a source close to the player, there's no offers for Cedric Suarez from any clubs yet. Cedric wants to remain at Arsenal and does not want to leave. But are we trying to do this football club thing, or are we trying to do this youth club thing? It don't matter what he wants. Make decisions for Donnies, man. Sign brothers that are levels, not ones that were gassing for 4 games and then criticizing for 4 games and then gassing for 4 games and then criticizing for 4 games and then gassing for 4 games and then criticizing for 4 games. And people want to rewrite history with players that ain't played for years and then start twerking for new contracts. It's crazy, man. Crazy. We're not going to get anywhere with certain men still. But let's see, man. Charles, just go. I'd still look to bring in Arthur Melo, really. Edu needs to tell Arthur that coming to Arsenal is the best gateway for him to go to Qatar. Charles. Arsenal, the worst team in the world. Could be worse, you know. Could be you, mate. Commenting on the worst team in the world. Where does that put you? You know, come on, man. Do something productive with your life, you twat. Matthias Nunes would be lit, man. Be lit. But he seems like he's got offers from City and that. What's wrong with him being 29? He's 28, but still, man. DG, would you take Ox back? No. He's never fit. Pretty inconsistent. I'm sure he's improved. His trophy cabinet is still there, but he's still going for, I'm sorry, but from a neutral, he's going through the same shit that it was. He's probably one of the only Arsenal players of late that I don't think's evidently improved. There's been bouts of form, but The same questions. I've seen actually you play up front for Liverpool as a squad done. Like, are you a midfielder? Are you a centre mid? Are you a winger? Shit. Are you even a right back? Plus your injuries dead. That man. I love the Ox, but that's dead, man. Wolves know Ruben is their last asset. They can get hella P on. So why not base him at 100? Trust. It's what you can hustle. It's not what the player's worth, man. 123 likes, 174 people. We can get more likes. Hit the like button. G1, tell them again. We need more quality players that are consistent on the pitch. Can't understand why everyone rates Tony average Joe to me. He is average, but average don't mean your shit. Like, the one reason I'm having Ivan Toney's is like it's the same way with Maddison, who's lit. They believe in themselves, man. Like, we need guys that believe in themselves and not just according to form, really. Like, when certain players in our team, with every good game, you can tell they think they're the best in the world. With every loss, they think they're shit. Like this, you're never as good as you think you are when things are going well. You're not as bad as you think you are when things are going bad. You need that middle ground. And as much as Arteta can preach that, a lot of these players need to make peace with that themselves. You've got players that are delusional in terms of their ability, players that don't really rate themselves enough. And that just goes for a lot of clubs, man. I kind of want them level-headed, man. That's one reason I'm on Tony coming to the club. Really, not the first choice, but I wouldn't cry. DG moving like ghosts. We got them flavors, we got them deals, man. We got them deals. Trust me. Charles Ox just does anywhere, man. That's dead. Appreciate that, George. That's dead, man. How much would you balance if we get, for example, Jesus and Nunes? I don't know. What do you mean? I don't understand the question, my dude. One thing I despise about Edu is his fascination with Brazilian players. He seems as if he doesn't want to explore other markets. Bit harsh. I want him to go and look at Brazil. Just don't bring the shit Brazilian dons. When you link with Arthur Melo and who's the other one? Gab Jesus, bring that. Use that. Utilize that. Look over there at Spurs. Not that they're doing anything. The Italian brothers come in. They're trying to bring in Italian players or players in that league. They've brought in Romero. They've brought in Bentancur. They got Kulusevski, guys that have helped them. Use the Brazilian thing. Just don't bring shit, man. If you're bringing in William could be English or Brazilian. He's just shit. Edu was cost-cutting them times there. And, we're paying for Edu stopgap signings with Pablo Marie, with Cedric Suarez. That Arteta sanctioned as well. But and these guys, bring them. I'm for that. How you mean? If Tavares got injured, would you experiment with Pepe left back against a low block? No. You're moving mad. How would you balance playing time? There's game time, man. Jesus can play on the flanks, but man have to improve. Show what they're on, man. These are shit, man. Marie's Spanish, though. And it's a good thing Arteta's talent ID's lit. We never got Neto. We got Ramsdale. We never got Emerson Royal. We got Tomiyasu, so it helped us. But I want him to explore Brazil for the right dons. Really. That Pepe left-back thing's bugging, though. I hear that, DG. Look at Lukaku, one of the most deluded ballers, but backs himself. Yeah. But, like, at least be able to dribble, though, innit? Lukaku, that's horrible. But, yeah, back yourself. Lukaku's deluded. I remember them comments. He was like, yeah, man, I'm Lewandowski, Benzema, Suarez. I'm in that category. I've improved so much since Italy. Chelsea fell for that bullshit. He hasn't exploited it for 30 guys, bro. Interesting point. Excluding the academy, in the last 10 years, of all players Arsenal have brought in and then sold, we've made a loss of 235 million, only a profit on 8 guys. Again, shit hustlers. Like, hey, that's poor in any way, in any walk of business. That's poor. The goal in any sort of business is to keep more money in than you're letting out. And this is why, ever since we're meant to be self-financing, this is why I'm so harsher on what we're doing. Made nothing of Aaron Ramsey and Alexis Sanchez. If Eddie Nketiah signs a new deal, cool. But if he doesn't and he goes to Germany, you're getting nothing. He goes to a Premier League team, you're getting pennies. Didn't get nothing for Gnabry. Could have sold Ainsley Maitland-Niles for 20, 30 mil. Never shot that properly. Let Callum Chambers walk out the door as well, like, for free. Or we didn't even know the fee from Villa. So we're shit hustlers, man. There's no way around it. Come on, shout the DG Nation. Perhaps the question is an average striker like Tony better than who Arsenal have right now and likely to bring in? Do we end up with a few average players and plug in whoever's in form? I mean, sorry, people. I don't know why my TV started randomly playing, but then that needs to stop because of copyright laws and whatnot. Don't know why it's taken off mute. But, yeah, man, of course you want a bit more stars, I don't think Ivan Toney's average. I think he'd be calm for the squad. We shouldn't move heaven and earth. I think the first striker has to be a striker that's going to transform this thing and a midfielder that's trying to transform this thing, which I don't think Gab Jesus is. So, he's good for the squad, but we need a next one. But I wouldn't be against it. I don't know what Edu does. I'll be real, man. I know he obviously helps, but I don't know, really. Because you don't seem someone that's got a contact book able to exploit situations and certain things. Clearly, Arteta, in my opinion, has more responsibility, or responsibility is not the right word. He has more authority than you. Like, he seems like he can overrule you. You can't overrule him. So, yeah, man. Like, Edu, I need to see something of significance, because you obviously helped in last summer, but it's the talent ID from Arteta. You brought in Partey, but Partey's release clause, the hands were tied with Atletico. We tried to play a game of chess, and we just had to do it to save face. So, yeah, man. I mean, if you could get Arthur Melo, Fabian Ruiz, and then you can get Gabriel Jesus, Darwin Núñez, Lautaro Martinez, the same old names. We're going to keep saying the same things. Just bring them to the carpet, man. We have a game against Everton, and Spurs have a game against Burnley, and both are in the relegation battle. They'll be tough and shouldn't be overlooked. They'll be fighting for the death. True. Trust. 100%, bro. 100% tried to dead man, but it is what it is in that regards. What's the time now? 9 past. Obviously, people, I'm live at 2:30 on Twitch with Statman Baines. We'll go over Chelsea, Man United, Arsenal, Man United, and just general comments. 4:30, I'm playing FM for about an hour. 6:45, 15 minutes before kickoff. It's Arsenal's under 23s against Leeds, so I'm definitely going to be there, man. It is what it is. Last question. A man said, DG, do you know about Eat to Live, Not to Die? I think it's something that would resonate with you. I grabbed a little booklet, Brixton Sides, when I was last in London. Not a clue what that is, but I'll educate myself on it and get back to you. You lot, it's lunchtime for me, though. It's been a fantastic one. Obviously, we've spoken about transfers. We've had general topics. We reviewed the month of April and previewed May from an Arsenal perspective. Timestamps are going to be placed just after this live stream within the comments. So, yeah, man, you lot stay blessed, stay safe. I'm pretty damn hungry. So, yeah, man, I'll buck you lot in a piece. Wait. Hit the like button, and also don't forget, people, it's Arsenal West Ham. Set your reminders. Twitch gang, set your reminders as well. YouTube crew, set your reminders. On that note, little more people. I'm out.
There's always just that active red flag. Defenders are being given like